What is up, guys? Welcome back to another GWENT video. Today we're going to play something that is potentially way too much. Or, as I think might be the case, it'll be surprisingly bad. Maybe at rank 9, where we still are, it's still pretty good, but we're going to play the new Ogroids. And they are really the essence of big dummies. You know, I'm a big fan of playing big dummies, and never before have they been this big and this dumb. So I'm hopeful. We have quite a few new cards. There's one of the new monster cards I'm not including because he does not work with this at all. Even though he's using the new keyword might. Is he 11 provisions? Yeah, it's Tuga the Elder. Like boosting lowest power units you control by 1. It's not really what we're doing here. This is just a rough draft of a deck. I have other ideas I want to try in this archetype. I was not able to fit them in without taking out other ones. So we're just going with this for now. And we're going to start at the bottom. We're playing many Ogroids. We have Neckers because they're Ogroids. These are not really playable. I needed 4 provision Ogroids, and the alternative is Bridge Troll, which honestly is worse, with no way to activate it. We have the new Enraged Cyclops. This was revealed with a timer 4 before it's set on base power to 10, and he does reduce the timer by 1 for each Ogroid in your hand. It's now timer 7. Which I think makes the card a lot more balanced, but still pretty insane. But now it really requires an all-in Ogroid deck to hit it off. And one thing that I did test, if you have 7 other Ogroids in your hand, and his timer is effectively 0, he will immediately become 10 power and trigger Thrive on, for example, a 6 or 8 power Fuka. Because he will actually become that 10-point unit before Thrive checks for power. That's interesting. We have the reworked Ice Troll, which is now a very solidly statted 4 provision unit. With Might, at the end of your turn, boost off by 1. And Might is the new keyword, which triggers, it's similar to Sabbath, but it triggers if you have a unit on both rows with 10 or more power. We have Necker Warrior, who is an Ogroid. Fuka is an Ogroid with Thrive 2. You know, Thrive 2 is very useful when our boys are this big. Thrive 2 makes Fuka actually really powerful, potentially. And it's a nice way to be able to play Necker Warrior as just that 7-point unit. But playing this as a 4 with Thrive is not terrible either. One off of Incubus, because Incubus on Enraged Cyclops, when it's a 10 base power unit, is really strong. Actually insane. I cut one of these for the second Necker just for provisions, but also, you know, it's not a card that you want in round 1, and so having 2 copies of it might just be a bit too much. It's not bad though. Ice Giant. He's just a 7 for 5, but he works well with the. It's an absolute necessity for the newly reworked Jotun, who now boosts self by the total base power of Ice Giants in your starting deck. So, boost self by 14, because we have 2 7-power Ice Giants. 15 for 8, good stats, and good from triggering Might. Another new card is Ogre Warrior. Deploy boost up by 2 for each ally unit with 10 or more power, 6/6. If we can get this to hit at least 10, it's not awful, and that should be simple to do. We have Old Spear Tip combo, because they're both Ogroids, you know, they're big. And we don't have a lot of thinning, but this is something, right? Osril, because we have a lot of big boys. Goliath got a 2 base power buff. He's now 12. So a 12 for 7. Really good stats. Good for Might. He's an Ogroid. It's just good. Lord Riptide is an insanely cool card, art-wise. And the ability is pretty cool too. Deploy melee clash with the highest power enemy unit. And Might at the end of your turn while in hand. Gain 2 armor. So we want to get Might on the board. With him in hand, he'll build up armor. And then we can get potentially 20-point card. If we hit something with 10 or more power without taking any damage in return. It can be 20 points. And we can always play him on the ranged row as just a well-protected Might enabler if the highest power enemy unit is just too much for Riptide to handle. Imlerith is one of the variations that I wanted to try. Imlerith just adds a little bit of consistency, but what he also does is he lets us cycle a Necro Warrior or an Ice Giant, and he will play as a 10-point unit. So he can help enable Might by eating these. Now, especially Ice Giant is not really a card that we want to play from hand. Although, it doesn't really matter which one you're playing out of these, if they're just a 7-point do-nothing. But it's just something I wanted to try. For the same reason we are playing Carapace as our leader. It's a decent amount of points. 9-point leader across 3 charges is pretty good. Giving Veil can protect us from poison, which Nilfgaard did get new poison tools. But also Bounty. But also that 3 boost can be very key to turning these 7s into 10s before playing like a big Ogre Warrior or something like that. We have the new Girdle of Giant Strength, boost an ally by 10, and Might, when you play an Ogroid, play Self from your graveyard and gain Doom. So this is a 20 for 12, potential carryover. Alright, King Chrumm. Deploy with Might, gain Resilience. The base power of this card is equal to the number of Ogroids in your starting deck, counting himself. Let's count them together, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. This is a 20 base power resilient unit. His power is so high that even if you draw this in round 3, it's not a terrible card. It's still 20 points for 14 provisions. It's still good. And if you're wondering, if you have a 10-point unit on your ranged row, but not on your melee row, and you play this guy on melee, he will count himself for the Might. So, pretty easy to enable. And my god, is he big. He's really big. It can be an excellent red coin punish tool. We gotta play shoot, right? Anyway. With that said, let's play some Ogroids. Alright, I just lost to Tibor spam, which is obviously the best way to start anything. Especially a Gwent video. Dwarfs? Okay. Yeah, sure. Dwarfs. I'll show them resilience. I will show these dwarves resilience. Wow. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can only play one of these safely. Really? That may not have been my best idea, but I like it. Like, that's fine. Like, who cares? I can probably play the other one. I don't think a dwarf deck is gonna have 4 damage in one turn. I don't think. I think I'll just not. I think I'll just do this. And then I'm very tempted to just play this and pass. Oh, don't. Oh yeah, it's when he takes damage. That's right. Alright. I'm done. Please don't have a Purify in your weird Cat Witcher Dunka Dwarf deck. Please don't have a Heat Wave in your Cat Witcher Dunka Dwarf deck. Dunka Dwarfs. Duncan Dwarfs. Cat Witcher. Duncan Cat Dwarfs. Alright, winning on even. King Chrum. Good. Good draw. Good draw. How about we let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really only 4? Serious? Alright. Ew. Look at him. Look at this Chad. King Chad is what that is. All right, 32 points. I've played 1 card. Ah, yes. Damn it, he's ruining my thing. He's trying to take away my might. Okay, we're just gonna build up a lot of big boys. Can Girl do that? Girl can probably do that. If I played this... Well, you're trying to catch up so you don't lose. Let's see, if I girdle on this, and then...
Garments are shackles that restrain our desires.
I would rather you have that. Although that was probably a bad road to do it on. Or is that better than Girdle? It might be. Alright. Oh, no. No. I do not want that. What the hell? What are you doing? Trying to disrupt my might? Yeah, good luck with that. Soon he, the ice troll, shall enable his own might. A boy has grown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 20. See, I only have 1 charge left. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, this is someone who doesn't... I don't know what their collection is. They should not be playing against me. Okay, if you DC'd instead of forfeiting like a real man, then I don't feel bad at all anymore. Just because I'm gonna Neuromancy a second Cyclops dude for 22 points does not give you the right to lose connection. That is not how this works. Oh, you don't say. Oh, their connection was lost and they were forced to forfeit? I think not. Alright. I needed that. After that Tibor spam thing, I needed that. Okay, oh, why do I go first? Against probably a mirror match. Probably a mirror match. And I go first. Okay. I mean, Riptide in hand is really good. Imlerith, Ice Giant. It's really good. Let's save one of these. Those mulligans were absolute garbage. Neckers. Fuka. See, now I'm kind of tempted. That's gonna be a lot of points. I guess I'd rather use this to stop their might. I guess. See, I don't have Mr. Resilience, which is really bad. Double Fuka. I mean, he's safe to play, right? His timer goes to 3, and he's probably very safe to play. Ah, Pugo. Kill a Necker. Of course you didn't kill a Necker. God, you suck. These Neckers are good, because I can use Incubus to just pull a Necker and give myself a Cyclops. 24. They have 24 Ogroids in their deck. What is the one card? What is the one card? What is the one card? Oh, Girdle of Giant Strength. Of course. So everything else is an Ogroid. Wow. Everything else is an Ogroid. And it's premium too. Okay, I feel like a pussy now. That's how you do it. I should have fully committed. I should have. I can Oz-roll this next turn. Next round. I can Oz-roll that. Yeah, I'm never getting that card back. So I might as well just do this. Stupid ice giants, fuck off. Okay, I think we're safe to do this. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not the neckers. Why? Man, I'm gonna lose. Yeah. Oh, they don't run Oz-roll. We know they don't run Oz-roll. I can just surprise them with a 25-point Oz-roll towards the end. That makes me feel a lot better. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. I love it. I should probably be doing this sooner rather than later. To help set up a lower unit. Yeah, probably. Yeah, so now this will soak up the buffs. And this will just not be as good anymore. I'm hoping. Lord Riptide, no. Oh, I should have played the Ice Troll for the Thrive. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that works. That'll do it. Oh, you pricked the spear tips. Oh, man. Give me that. King Yum. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, it says victory, but they got the moral victory. That was actually dope. That was. I'm not a real man. It is obvious who the real man or woman was. The real person. And Nilfgaard. Wow, the game knows how much of a red coin punish King Chrumm is that they're just not gonna let me... Oh god. Oh no. is not going to let me be the red coin man. But we have Chrum. Double Fuka is not super funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Instant defender, okay. That means I hate you because you're playing the bad cards. The super annoying cards. Oh no. Yeah, why do that instantly? Is my question. Why do that instantly? You didn't need the points. Excuse me. Excuse me very much. No. Yeah, they're gonna pass real soon. Please live. That is the only way I win, is if he lives. But this is Nilfgaard. Wow. Yeah. Well, he was still 20 points, so I'm not too concerned. I mean, if I do 2 charges, right, that's 6 points. And this is 18, 24. Plus the Thrive, actually, yeah. That's right. This is so stupid. Ugh, but I have a pass, though. No resilience, but I do have the pass. Don't think I'll get the pass again. So I'll... I mean, being on blue coin and actually getting the opponent to go a card down is very good. Oh, wow. Interesting combo. Yeah, that was actually... I like that. Man. Yeah, we can't just discard this and it's like still carryover. should have kept one of the trash guys. Or we can just draw one of them. Also good. Okay, we are on even cards. They don't have a leader. We do have 21 point Osroll. This is 20 points. This is 15. This is 12. Still really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's way better. Okay. We're not doing Spirit Tip, but I have Lord Riptide just as removal, I guess. He can be reset, so I kind of want to wait with him a little bit. If you know what I mean. So we'll just do the Spear Tip. Do they renew Kahir? I feel like they blew a massive load. Ugh, if they're gonna keep spamming those, that's gonna be an issue. Let's see, my Oneiromancy. Yeah, it's probably. I mean, is it gonna be Riptide? Riptide sucks here. One, two, three, four. Riptide is terrible. I'm actually just gonna do this. If they have removal, they have removal. Yeah, that's fine. 4 for 4, 5 for 5. I mean, using my Neuromancy 4, it kind of ups the cost of it a little bit.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
Hopefully giving them an assimilate unit is not too... I mean, it's... They're gonna trigger it a few times. That was... I should have waited. Should have waited. Okay. Ah, should have played the Ice Troll. Should have played the Ice Troll. Like, my mind isn't really picking up on the fact that this deck has engines. Oh god, no. Oh god, no. Come on, we have so many big boys. This has to work. The big boys must prevail. He just moves statuses. Yeah. And then the reset on this is gonna be pretty big. Yeah, I don't think this works. Pretty big counter. That is the biggest one, yes. Oh. That, oh man. That's 11. Yeah, baby. Look, I don't care. I don't care. Their stuff, hard counters. Like, they did some insane shit there. And we got a close win. That's a good match in my book. Alright. Let us quickly talk about this deck before I finish things off. Man, mine was only 20 points. I feel bad now, but I mean, it's still insane. Obviously, the 24-point King Chrumm with Girdle of Giant Strength as the last card. Like, they would have had to include, you know, some less good Ogroids to make that happen. But it was pretty dope. It was pretty dope. But we actually won, which is fun. King Chrumm he has to be good. But here's the thing about King Chrumm. He's good in a full-on Ogroid deck. So really his power level is based on the power level of the Ogroid deck. Now, does the Ogroid deck get better with King Chrumm? Yes. And, I mean, there is some good stuff here. Lord Riptide is a good card. Jotun is a good card. But you're playing Ice Giants as bad cards. Incubus is insane with Enraged Cyclops. Enraged Cyclops, again, in an all-out Ogroid deck is an insane card. Otherwise, you probably don't even play it. Fuka gets pretty big in this deck. Ogre Warrior gets really, really big. Goliath at 12 is insane. Osriel has never had this many big boy targets. Girdle of Giant Strength was surprisingly good. I didn't really use it for carryover, did I? But you can't use this as 10 points of carryover. Imlerith, I mean, I think it's something. Like the fact that it lines up so well that he becomes a 10 power unit with these cards here. I think that is definitely something, but it's still a 10 for 9. Or if you're eating an Ice Giant, like the provision cost there actually makes it more of a 10 for 10. And, you know, the cycling is good, but I mean, it depends. Like, you know, in the last game, I drew a Necker, right? So that was useless. But if it leads into drawing King Chrumm or Neuromancy, it's suddenly really good. So I'm probably cutting Imlerith. You know, it's something. I think it was a neat idea, but it's not ideal. One of the things that I really did want to do, but I could not fit it in with the provisions, is have Lilith's Omen to pull Old Spirit Tip Asleep and Penitent. I'm a little bit tall here, aren't I? Pull those two out. Old Spirit Tip Asleep will instantly, you know, get damaged. You pull out Spirit Tip, and Penitent will instantly die, pulling out either Goliath or Pugo. So it's 23 or 24 points. You thin your deck for 3. That seems very good. But the provisions just weren't quite there. But it's definitely possible. And especially now, after having played the deck, like, you know, knowing more what cards are good, what cards are not good. I think maybe the Jotun Ice Giant stuff will have to go. We'll see. But that's definitely something I wanted to try. Lilith's Omen. Just like over 20 points, thinning your deck for 3 cards. That just seems really, really good. This felt, I mean, it felt very powerful because like so many of your cards are just worth like insane amount of points. But the thing is, like, if you think about it, like, there are cards in the game. I would admit, the cards that I'm referring to now are cards that I specifically don't like. Cards, both bronzes and golds, that just are very much like answer or lose cards. If you can answer them, great. If you can't answer them, the value they generate is so incredibly beyond what they should be allowed to do. And compared to those cards, like this just being a 10 for 4, this being like 14, 16, 18, 20 for 6, like all this point slammy value, compared to those answer or lose cards when they're going off, it suddenly seems a lot more fair. And obviously the thing with this deck, we don't answer. We do not have answers for answer or lose cards. So if these cards are fair relative to those cards in that matchup, then it's fair. Because we're not answering, so we're losing. But then there's going to be like other stuff that just, I think will just get really punished by how many points this deck just slaps down. There's no mercy. But I am not quite at the point where I'm calling this OP, because it's very much all in on Ogroids, and you know, some are like really, really strong, others are like meh. And like it's point slam, and point slam I think is a valid playstyle that I think has fallen off lately. You know, this big dummy playstyle, I'm a big fan of it, and I've missed it. And if this brings it back in some capacity, that's great. But I mean, it's a hard balance to find. I really think the issue is like greedy cards, I think, have just become toxic. Like, not all of them, but like, again, if you have the answer to them, great. Like, if you're just, you know, spamming all of the same, often neutral control tools in your deck, then great. You can answer them and you win. If you can't, then you're just on the receiving end of what I think is poor game design. But that's just my opinion. This was fun though. This is not a deck that you get super invested in, and that I think that you can get really skillful with, and just really manipulate matchups and all that stuff. There is skill to this. There's always a skill, even to point slam, just knowing what to commit and when. But it is a simpler deck than most. But it was fun. It's fun. It's a very fitting deck for Monsters. This is always what Monsters was for me. You know, with just big boys, just playing big dumb boys. Like you don't have all these intricate ways to deal with what your opponent is doing. You're just playing big boys, and they just have to deal with that. And I think that's fun. And I hope you thought it was fun too, or that at least you enjoyed watching this video. And yeah, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed, and I do hope to see you again soon. Maybe we'll play some Siege with a couple of the new NR cards. I do want to do some Skellige stuff, but I just, every time I try to build a pirate deck, I just quickly lose interest. I don't know what it is. Like, I like the pirate stuff, but there's just something. Honestly, it's something about Skellige lately that has just, it's just, every time I build a deck, I just feel like I'm always compelled to go in that very specific direction that every Skellige deck is going into, and they just keep giving more and more like 14 provision bullshit cards. And if you don't play them, you're sabotaging yourself. But I don't want to play them. But that's for another time. Thank you once again for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Until then, have a good one. And enjoy some big, big boys with small, small brains.